Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is August 8th, 2024. Just filming here at the house. My hair, it's a little wild because I just got out of the bath. Got a nice shave, you like it? Just sitting here with my co-host, Mr. Bill. Today's actually been a pretty chill day, man. Just a day off. Playing some Grand Theft Auto for the Game Boy. I am going to get into some review stuff on that. But as far as like an update, me and Sammy, we got a postcard in the mail from Big City Pizza. Because we just moved into her mom's. And we were in their system, and they know, like, address change or whatever. They gave us a postcard that said, "Congratulations on your new house." So we got a free one-topping large pizza. We got bacon, so I like bacon. Pretty good pizza, so we kind of went on a date today. And we went to a new card shop, which we had never been to. And so I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to them. They gave us a free little sticker. The Bullpen Trading Card Shop. So yeah, we went there. And the prices are real fucking weird. So the other day I got a Lorcana deck. Let me pull it out real quick. Lorcana card game. I got a deck, Lorcana. It's like a Disney trading card game. Kind of like Magic the Gathering. Really cool game. I like it. I've been getting worn out on Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. And I wanted to try something new. And the Lorcana cards looked awesome, and turns out they are awesome. And I already know Disney's evil, blah, blah, blah. So we went to this bullpen place, and it's mostly like sports trading cards. They got on their sign like Topps trading cards, Pokemon. But yeah, they sell Magic, they sell Pokemon, they sell Topps. So I got that Lorcana deck from Best Buy for $10.99. At this bullpen place, they were selling it for $35.99. I'm like, that's insane. Got this little deck box from Kroger for $1. Because it's actually a crayon box, but it fits cards in it. So if you want cheap deck boxes, there you go. But when I went to Best Buy, if you buy a pack of Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings, they cost $10.99 just for a pack. And at this bullpen place, they cost $6.99. So I got 2 packs of Lord of the Rings. So there's the info on that. If you want to go check them out. Nicholasville, Kentucky. I'll show you what I got. The One Ring. I'll just show you the cool looking ones. I got Rosie, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, which by the way, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd, so yeah. That's Rosie, Samwise Gamgee's wife. I pulled her. Took Reaper. Pulled a holographic Saruman the White. If you can see that. The One Ring to rule them all. And in the darkness binds them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness finds them. Generous Int. I pulled a Mary card. Meriadoc. Mushroom Watchdogs. If you remember in the movie and in the book, they, Merry and Pippin are trying to steal mushrooms from Farmer, not Gamgee, but Farmer something. And they run away from his watchdogs. These are those watchdogs. Look like Dobermans. Peregrine. So I pulled Merry and Pippin. Peregrine's his full name. Yep, just chilling in the Shire. The artwork's really pretty. I'm not going to actually play these. I'm just going to collect them. Bilbo, retired Bilbo, at his party in the Shire. Old Man Willow, if you've read the books, Old Man Willow is a famous character in the Shire. This, kind of like Weeping Willow, they copied it, basically, on Harry Potter. Lembas bread, which is like elvish bread. So that's pretty cool. Holographic forest. I don't know if that's Mirkwood or not. It's just a basic land. These are pretty cool. They got puzzle cards. So from the 2 packs I got, you got an Oliphant and an army behind it. And then each one came with art cards. So there you have the Palantir, which is like a crystal ball. And this one is Fog on the Barrow Downs. I think that's when Frodo and Samwise Gamgee were traveling and they seen like ghosts coming out of the water and stuff. But yeah, so that's what I got today. For $12, I got 2 packs of Lord of the Rings cards. That was our little date for today. Had a good time. Got a free pizza, bumper sticker. Got to check out a new card shop me and her had never seen before, and ate some good food. Had a good time. Played some Grand Theft Auto while I was in the car chilling. Yeah, just had a good time. So let's get on with the show. As Sam Tripoli would say, touchy subjects. Touchy subjects. That's what we're getting into today. We've been covering conspiracy, and this is an episode I've been wanting to do. Was talk about the big word, abortion. I've said it multiple times on this channel before. I know I got new subscribers here and there. I've been wanting to do a whole episode on the A word in general, just to give you guys a backstory of how I feel about abortion. So, when I was younger, even during my high school punk years, I started out anti-abortion. And then I met a friend named Benjamin in high school who was pro-abortion. And he was a really close friend of mine. Like, he almost became a best friend. In a way, he did. I don't know where he's at anymore. But I asked him one day, I sat him down, I'm like, bro, like, you're super pro-abortion, I'm super anti-abortion. I'm like, why do you want to kill babies? And he's like, right there, you're fucking up. You're not killing babies. And I'm like, well, why would anyone get an abortion? And he's like, what do you mean? Like, what if a father rapes his daughter? What if an uncle rapes his niece? What if a cousin two cousins have sex and one of the cousins get pregnant and they're too young. They're young enough to have periods and young enough to have sex, but not smart enough. Young and dumb, you know. Should their whole lives be ruined? That child will come out retarded, you know. I use the hard R word because I was in special ed, so I think I can use that word. But what if the child comes out, you know, fucked up and shit? What if having the child would kill the mother? She should have the option of abortion. And because of those arguments, I'm pro-abortion. I'm a classic liberal. I'm a registered Republican. I voted for Trump last election, but I'm a registered Republican, classic liberal. I'm voting for RFK this time, and he's pro-abortion. I'm not sure. Is Trump anti-abortion? Not that I'm going to change my vote, but I am curious. So, this is the article we're reading from. Jessamine Journal. Today's just kind of a chill day off. A chill day for podcasting. Kentucky advocate Hadley Duvall, which is who I just showed you. She is pretty. Featured in national campaign ad. By Sarah Michaels. Bluegrass Live. Oh, by the way, if you want to find this paper, it is volume 151, number 31. Like I said, I try to give credit where credit is due. You guys know how I feel about that. Kentucky advocate Hadley Duvall, which, by the way, Shelley Duvall just died here recently. Spelt the same way, Duvall. We're going to do a whole deep dive on her, an RIP special episode, because she is one of my crushes. Tall, pale brunettes, big teeth, nerds. Ho, 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 skinny. Oh, God. Sorry. I love Shelley Duvall. She's like my celebrity crush. Olive Oil, The Shining. And she used to sing, too. She posed for Playboy. Go check that out. Just type in Shelley Duvall Playboy. God, beautiful. Kentucky advocate Hadley Duvall featured in national campaign ad. Not many 22-year-olds find themselves on national television, much less as the face of a political issue in a presidential campaign ad. But Hadley Duvall, an Owensboro native, who recently graduated from Midway University with a degree in clinical psychology, has found herself in that exact position. So, she's educated. Clinical psychology, that's cool. The former Biden-Harris campaign released a minute-long ad called, quote-unquote, Options, which featured Duvall doing her makeup, sharing her story, and explaining her thought process when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Which, by the way, I used to be a Q-tard. And I talked about this on this channel, that I used to be a Q-tard. And, like, super big on the Trump train. I never became a full-blown conservative. I've always been a classic liberal. And I will stay that way probably till the day I die. Because, to me, that's the most sane, well-rounded, intelligent route politically. But I had a buddy who was like, just because I voted for Trump last election, he just assumed that I was like Christian and conservative, and I don't know, he used to make all these nasty remarks about witches, these witches. And one day I just broke it to him like, bro, I practice witchcraft. What? You practice witchcraft? I'm like, yeah, dude. I don't sacrifice babies. I don't worship Satan. I just practice witchcraft. It's my spiritual path. It makes me the most happiest, and it seems the most sane to me. And it makes the most sense to me. But, he brought up Roe v. Wade. Ain't this Roe v. Wade shit crazy, man? I can't believe that people want to just sit here and murder babies and all this shit. And I'm like, Ryan, I'm pro-abortion. What? You're pro-abortion? I thought you voted for Trump and you're a Q-tard and blah, blah, blah. I'm pro-abortion. So, yeah. Just because I voted for Trump doesn't mean I'm a Christian, for one. Two, doesn't mean that I'm anti-abortion. And it doesn't mean that I'm a conservative Republican either. I'm a classic liberal. It's just the left went insane. And I've been raised Christian. My dad was a preacher and a conservative and pro-George Bush and all this shit. So I know the Republican Party, the Conservative Party, and Christianity is just as evil as the left. And pagans and witches, they're just as evil. Inquisition, Spanish Inquisition, witch trials, Crucible. You should probably check that book out. Should I go on? But yeah. Roe v. Wade. Duvall's stepfather raped and sexually abused her from the age of 5 to 12 years old when she became pregnant. Her stepfather later pleaded guilty to rape, sodomy, so you know what that means, and sexual abuse, and is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence. Good job, Kentucky judicial systems. 20 years. Good. He deserves it. May he rot in hell. Oh, and raping a 5-year-old? Yeah, you're gonna get what you deserve in prison, buddy. Ooh, did you hear that? My neck. At the time of her positive pregnancy test, abortion was legal nationwide, while she eventually miscarried. Duvall said she planned to have an abortion. When Roe v. Wade was overturned, immediately, I just thought about being 12. The first thing that was told to me when I was that positive pregnancy test was, you have options, Duvall says in the ad. And if Roe v. Wade would have been overturned sooner, I wouldn't have had that. And then it had me thinking that there's someone who doesn't get to hear that now. Think about this shit when you're anti-abortion, people. Seriously, think about these type of stories, you know. These type of situations. After the Supreme Court decided to overturn Roe and Kentucky's trigger ban took effect, Duvall posted her story on Facebook. The campaign to re-elect Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear noticed. Which I don't like Beshear, but if he's pro-abortion, I do agree with him on just that aspect. Don't freak out. We're just playing devil's advocate today. Touchy subjects, like Sam Tripoli would say. Something to think about if you're a QAnon Christian conservative. Duvall said they asked her to help out with the campaign against the Republican Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Don't know much about that dude. I think it's a black dude, but can't remember. I need to keep up and try to learn these chess pieces on the board. It all goes back in the box, by the way. And set up a time to film in a 4.5-minute phone call about a year ago. The rest is history. The governor's race and Duvall's ad. Some credit Beshear's support abortion exceptions, exemplified in the Duvall ad, as one of the several reasons he clinched a second term. So here we go to page 2. It's 9. Give me just a second. Dead air! Dead air! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 4, 3, 5, 7. I'm gonna have to pause this shit. Duvall said Beshear did the work. We always knew where he stood, she said. Daniel Cameron did not do that. During the Republican primary, Cameron avoided directly stating whether he supported abortion exceptions for rape or incest. However, so he avoided the question. Interesting how Republicans do that. However, he defended Kentucky's trigger ban in court as Attorney General and said he supported the current law, which includes an exception to protect the life of the mother. So only to protect the life of the mother is the only exception for abortion in Kentucky, not rape or incest. That's a problem, in my opinion. That's why I'm pro-abortion. Or rape, incest, what about underage? You know, that should definitely be specifically stated too within that rape as a subcategory of underage girls, man. You know? In September, Cameron appeared to reverse course, stating on a radio show that he would sign a bill adding rape and incest exceptions in the legislation brought it to him. So that's good. He backtracked. Nothing wrong with flip-flopping. I know everyone says, oh, he's a flip-flopper. They say this about politicians. He's a flip-flopper. I don't like him. He's a flip-flopper. I don't see flip-flopping as a bad thing. The older you get, the more you learn. You change your beliefs. What's wrong with that? You grow as a person. Isn't that a good thing? I don't know. Around the same time, he told Northern Kentucky Right to Life that he would sign legislation banning the use of Medicare and Medicaid funds for birth control pills. During the 2024 General Assembly, Duvall was part of a failed effort to pass Hadley's Law, which would have added limited exceptions to Kentucky's near ban on abortion. So, she's got her own law. And I agree with this Hadley Duvall chick so far. I like what she's saying. I agree with her wholeheartedly. The Biden-Harris ticket gets involved. Uh-oh. You know me, I'm anti-Biden and Harris, but on this, I agree a little bit. And if you notice, towards this presidential election, abortion is always brought up, and it's brought up every single election year. During debates and all that shit, abortion is always brought up. It's a hot topic. Touchy subject. The Biden-Harris ticket gets involved for Duvall. It's not about a Democrat or Republican dichotomy, but instead about women's rights. Yeah, my body, my choice. I agree. Just like I'm anti-vax, my body, my choice. It works both ways. It also works for that too. They don't like to hear that though, liberals. No, they don't like that shit. After hearing about Beshear's success, the Biden-Harris campaign came calling. Duvall agreed to film another ad in her Kentucky home. She later went on a talk show with Vice President Kamala Harris, who Duvall said connected with her story, which was similar to a story of one of Harris's close friends. Yeah, okay. Why Duvall of all people? She thinks that as a white, all-American girl in a conservative state, people are able to see in their daughters or sisters or other women they care about by putting her face on the issue. People might understand that this can happen to them, Duvall said. Actually, that's a very wise point. Where she is a white, beautiful woman, and I showed you the picture at the beginning of the podcast, that's actually very fucking smart. Yeah, because when rednecks and conservatives see that, they're going to go, oh, this could happen to a pretty white girl? She could get raped by her stepdaddy and blah, 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 blah. You know, if it was a brown person or a black person, they would go, ugh, you know, like, who gives a fuck? I don't give a shit about them motherfuckers and them goddamn son bitches, blah, 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 blah. She's not wrong. She's smart. However, Duvall hopes her story can also empower minority women also. She said she's happy to take on some of the hate in order to help them, which is cool, being a human shield. Very righteous, in my opinion. I like this Duvall chick. Right now, Duvall is taking a semester off before starting graduate school, where she plans to specialize in social work. I don't know about that. That's not good. Don't be a social worker. That's evil shit. She doesn't know what her career path will be yet, but she wants to help youth in some way. She spends a lot of time accepting invitations to talk at various events, but that's not her whole future. Quote, I'm an advocate, but that's not all I am, she said. Reliving trauma. Duvall grew up with a mother experiencing addiction. She was, by the way, I'm a friend of Bill, so I understand that, and this does pull on my heartstrings a little bit. I know what I have done to my wife and my daughter when I was in the throngs of full-blown, horrible alcoholism and abusive behavior. So, I've admitted that plenty of times on this channel. I'm a different person now. I've changed, but... So, yes, that pulls on my heartstrings. You know, it's sad. With her stepfather at home sexually abusing her, Duvall said she didn't sleep much. I was raped, and then I had to go to cheer practice. She said, when she shared her story, Duvall said people told her she, quote, it could have turned out much worse. Wow. What a horrible thing to say to a rape victim. Could have turned out much worse. She felt she had to outrun. I know they mean well by that, but that's not a good narrative, she said. No, that's a horrible narrative. Duvall said reliving the trauma might have been harder if she were younger, but she's had time to process it. That being said, Duvall doesn't think she will ever completely heal, since there is always be the possibility of uncovering a new memory, which is right, because a lot of memories, she is going to school to be a psychologist, so she knows, that's why she said it. We suppress shit, man. Horrible, like I was in an abuse, like there was weird sexual shit in my childhood. There was weird physical abuse. And I've had memories just come back to me. I'm 33 years old, and every now and then I'll have a memory come back to me that was suppressed. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck was that? You know, and I start crying or breaking down like, damn, I forgot about that shit. So, you know, when she was younger, Duvall couldn't lash out. She couldn't scream, she couldn't cry, she couldn't break things. She had to learn recently that vulnerability can be a strength, which it is. That's one of the strongest things you can do. That gets into destruction of ego. Yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous, man. That shit definitely breaks the ego and teaches you to be vulnerable and to sit there in a room full of people and talk about all the sins you committed, stuff like that. Yeah. Deep shit. That gets into occultism too, which ties in with psychology and shit. Y'all should look into it. Occultism. Alcoholics Anonymous, shit like that, you know. Spirituality. It's good shit. She is no stranger to hate mail or comments, but there's a lot of love too, she says. People who knew her as a kid and strangers alike have expressed their support for her as she becomes an activist sharing her story. I've been through the worst of the worst, Duvall said. No hate comment or email is going to convince me to give up on myself. So she sounds like she's very spiritually sound, very smart girl. Mrs. Hadley Duvall, I'm sorry for what happened to you. But I appreciate you sharing your story, and I will share your story. Obviously, if that's cool, which I don't think she has a problem with it since it's in the newspaper. Yeah. Stories like that is why I'm pro-abortion. I wanted this episode to be about abortion. I've been wanting to do this episode for a long time, and to me, this was the perfect story, the perfect example, the perfect message of why I'm pro-abortion. Yeah, that's about all she wrote. Y'all have a good day, and be cool in the comments. Hopefully you still follow me as a podcaster, and this doesn't break you, but if it does, whatever. If it breaks you, it breaks you. If you gotta leave because of this, okay, I get it, whatever. Adios. But if not, stick around. I'm not a bad dude, but this is why I believe the way I do. Y'all have a good day. There might be another podcast out today because it's my day off. Who knows what's going to happen today? I don't know. I'm just going to chill. Say goodbye, Mr. Bill. See you guys later.